Beef butchery is far more than just cutting up meat. It is a traditional craft, an art form that connects us directly to the food we eat. It's about understanding the animal, respecting the work that went into raising it, and transforming a large carcass into manageable, delicious cuts for the kitchen. When you learn to butcher, you gain a deeper appreciation for where your food comes from. You start to see a steak not just as a piece of meat from a shop, but as a specific muscle from a particular part of a magnificent animal. This knowledge allows you to make better choices, waste less, and ultimately cook and eat better. It's a journey into the heart of our food system, a practical skill that brings immense satisfaction and a greater connection to the natural world. The importance of good butchery cannot be overstated. It is the crucial step that determines the quality, tenderness, and flavor of the final product on your plate. Proper butchery ensures that every part of the animal is used to its full potential, from the prime steaks and roasting joints to the tougher cuts that are perfect for slow cooking, stewing, or grinding into mince. This philosophy of using the whole animal is not only respectful, but also incredibly economical and sustainable. By learning the craft, you unlock a world of culinary possibilities that you simply can't find in pre-packaged supermarket trays. It empowers you to control the size of your portions, the thickness of your steaks, and the fat content of your mince, tailoring every cut to your specific needs. This craft is not reserved for professionals in white coats and chainmail aprons. It is an accessible skill for anyone with a keen interest in food, a bit of patience, and a willingness to learn. You don't need a vast, industrial-sized workshop to begin. A sturdy table, a few essential tools, and a clear understanding of the basic principles are all you need to get started on your butchery journey. The process of breaking down a large section of beef is methodical and logical, following the natural seams and bone structures of the animal. It's a puzzle of sorts, and with each piece you separate, you gain more confidence and a clearer understanding of the whole. Embarking on this path is a rewarding experience that changes your relationship with meat forever. It teaches you to value the animal and the farmer who raised it. It encourages you to be more mindful about consumption, to waste nothing, and to celebrate the diversity of cuts available. Whether you are a home cook looking to improve your skills, a smallholder wanting to process your own livestock, or simply someone curious about the journey from field to fork, mastering the basics of beef butchery is a profoundly satisfying endeavor. It connects you to a long line of artisans who have practiced this skill for centuries, and it puts you in control of the quality of food on your family's table. Not all cattle are created equal, and the breed of the animal has a significant impact on the final eating experience. Think of it like choosing an apple variety. Each has its own unique flavor and texture profile. The most famous breed, Angus, particularly Aberdeen Angus, is renowned for its excellent marbling. This intramuscular fat melts during cooking, basting the meat from within and resulting in a wonderfully tender, juicy, and flavorful cut. Angus beef is a reliable choice for those who prize richness and a melt-in-the-mouth texture, making it perfect for high-quality steaks and prime roasting joints that never fail to impress. Another classic British breed is the Hereford. These hardy cattle, easily recognizable by their red coats and white faces, produce beef that is consistently good. Hereford meat is also well marbled, though perhaps slightly less intensely than Angus, and it is celebrated for its deep traditional beefy flavor. It's a fantastic all-rounder, yielding brilliant results whether you're grilling a sirloin, slow roasting a brisket, or simmering a hearty stew. The fat on a Hereford is often a creamy yellow color, which is a good sign, indicating a grass-fed diet that contributes to its rich and satisfying taste. It's the sort of beef that tastes exactly as beef should. If you prefer your beef on the leaner side, then a continental breed like the Charolais might be the one for you. Originating from France, these large, muscular, creamy white cattle produce meat with less fat and marbling. This results in a cut that has a firmer texture and a milder, more delicate flavor. Because it is leaner, you must be careful not to overcook it. But when handled correctly, Charolais beef is exceptionally tender and offers a different but equally enjoyable eating experience. It is an excellent choice for those who are more health-conscious, or for dishes where you want the flavor of the sauce or seasonings to shine through without being overpowered by rich, fatty meat. Finally, we have the Holstein, a breed you might associate more with milk than with meat. As the world's primary dairy cow, Holsteins are not typically raised for beef. However, meat from retired dairy cows or male calves can be found, and it's important to know what you're getting. Holstein meat is very lean with minimal marbling, and can be less tender than that from traditional beef breeds. It is best suited for slow cooking methods that help to break down the muscle fibers, such as braising, stewing, or being ground into mince for burgers or bolognese. While it may not produce a top-tier steak, it is an economical and sustainable option that, with the right preparation, can still be very tasty. To butcher beef effectively, you must first have a basic understanding of the animal's anatomy. A beef carcass is typically split lengthwise down the spine into two sides. Each side is then divided into a forequarter, the front section, and a hindquarter, the back section. The real skill of the butcher lies in knowing how to separate these large sections into smaller, more familiar cuts by following the natural seams between the muscles and working around the bones. This is not about hacking through the meat indiscriminately. It is a precise and thoughtful process that respects the structure of the animal and aims to maximize the value and utility of every single piece. The forequarter contains the shoulder, rib, and brisket sections, which are home to some of the most flavorful, hard-working muscles. The shoulder, or chuck, is a complex area with many different muscles. These muscles have done a lot of work during the animal's life, so they are full of connective tissue and flavor, but they require slow cooking to become tender. From here, we get wonderful cuts for stewing, braising, and pot roasting. The rib section, located just behind the shoulder, gives us the magnificent prime rib roast and individual ribeye steaks, which are tender and beautifully marbled. The brisket, from the lower chest, is another tough but tasty cut, perfect for slow smoking or pot roasting. Moving to the hindquarter, we find the most tender and prized cuts of all. This section includes the loin, the sirloin, and the round, or hind leg. The loin sits along the top of the back and its muscles do very little work, which is why they are so incredibly tender. This is where we find the filet mignon from the tenderloin, T-bone steaks, and strip steaks, also known as New York strip or sirloin. These are the premium cuts, best suited for quick, high-heat cooking methods like grilling or pan-searing, which allows their natural tenderness and flavor to shine without any need for lengthy cooking. The final major section of the hindquarter is the round, which is the large, muscular back leg of the animal. Like the shoulder, these muscles are well exercised, making them lean and full of flavor but tougher than the loin cuts. The round is typically separated into top round, bottom round, and eye of round. These are versatile cuts that are excellent for roasting when cooked carefully to avoid drying them out. They are also ideal for making lean mince or being thinly sliced for dishes like beef jerky or stir fries. Understanding this basic map of the animal allows you to see how each cut relates to the whole, empowering you to choose the right piece of meat for any dish you wish to create. In any butchery work, whether in a professional shop or your own kitchen, hygiene is absolutely non-negotiable. You are handling raw food that can harbor bacteria, so maintaining a scrupulously clean environment is the most important rule of all. Before you even think about touching the meat, ensure your hands, tools, and work surfaces are thoroughly washed and sanitized. Use hot, soapy water and a food-safe sanitizer on everything. It is a good practice to have separate cutting boards for raw meat and other foods to prevent cross-contamination. A clean workspace not only protects you and those you are cooking for from foodborne illness, but also shows respect for the animal and the food you are preparing. Personal safety is just as crucial. The tools of the trade, knives, cleavers, and saws, are exceptionally sharp and must be handled with constant awareness and respect. Always wear protective gear. A cut-resistant glove on your non-knife hand is a very wise investment, as it can prevent a nasty injury if your knife slips. Sturdy, non-slip footwear is also essential to keep you stable on your feet. When using a knife, always cut away from your body and keep your fingers and thumb tucked away from the blade's path. Never try to catch a falling knife. Just step back and let it drop. A tidy workspace is a safe workspace, so keep your area clear of clutter. Having the right tools for the job makes the work safer, easier, and more efficient. You don't need a huge collection to start. but a few key items are essential. A good, stiff-bladed butcher's knife is your main workhorse for making large cuts. A flexible boning knife is invaluable for working around bones and removing silver skin. A heavy cleaver is useful for separating joints or cutting through smaller bones, and a meat saw will be needed for larger bones like the spine. Just as important as having these tools is keeping them in top condition. A sharp knife is a safe knife because it requires less force to cut and is less likely to slip. Regular sharpening with a whetstone or steel is a fundamental part of the butchery discipline. Finally, remember that good butchery is a skill built on knowledge, practice, and a commitment to safety. Take your time, especially when you are learning. Rushing leads to mistakes, which can result in poor cuts or worse, an injury. By combining a deep understanding of the animal's anatomy with a steadfast adherence to hygiene and safety protocols, you can ensure a better final product and a safe, rewarding experience. This mindful approach transforms the task from a simple chore into a respected craft, one that yields not only delicious meat for your table, but also a profound sense of accomplishment and connection to your food.